as a general rule, I'm one of the few people who thought that the original anime was a lot better than the manga. And I think the main reason for that was the portrayal of Seras. In the original anime, the show's a lot less. I mean, it's still gory and stuff. It's less nihilistic. So I kind of find in the manga, just everyone's a psychopath with no concern for human life. And in the original anime, the characters were a little more human, a little more subdued. And the kind of what they decided to do with Seras, which I think is smart, is they tried to make her kind of more of a voice of the viewer, kind of like an average person who's thrust into this world. So she's frequently like, "What the fuck is going on? Um, what the hell? This is really weird. This is really creepy. You people are just nuts." And that's really useful because in the manga and stuff, Plinkett makes this thing. You're in a world full of like weirdos, vampires, monsters, demons, etc., and it's just very hard to relate to. You kind of need the everyman. You need, as Plinkett would say, you need a protagonist, someone who's kind of a fish out of water, and gets things explained to them, so they're explained to us too. I think Sarah's did a good job of that. I think she did a good job of kind of conflicting her kind of naturally strong moral compass, um, and kind of the attitude she brought from being a police girl with being a vampire. And I thought the conflict was a lot better developed. I kind of felt in the manga and OVA she's more just there for eye candy, and she's just kind of a boring, younger version of Alucard, who becomes more and more like him as the series goes on. Whereas in the original, it was a lot more awkward. I think there was more conflict between her and her master. Alucard's also a lot more subdued and less of a psychopath in the original as well. Um, but I thought the original had a lot kind of more better character interaction, a lot kind of more complexity in her character, just with the constant struggle between them. Her sort of acceptance of her role as a vampire, but not exactly fully accepting it, and kind of trying to balance the two things together. Overall, I really like her character, and that's not just because she's eye candy, which she certainly is. But she kind of played, like I said, she played the role of kind of the voice of the audience, and made that a lot more relatable. It's also kind of nice that she's a vampire, but she's not all powerful. She's stronger than a normal human. She has abilities far in excess of a normal human, but at the same time, she can still get shot. Paladin Anderson's blades actually hurt her, etc. If Alucard was completely removed and she was just a vampire who maybe killed her master or something, I think the show would have been a lot better. Maybe if Alucard just hadn't been in there, she got bitten by some older vampire who Integra killed and took her under her wing and kind of raised her as a surrogate daughter. I think that would have made for a much better show. Um, Alucard just ruins the show because he's a boring I win button. Nothing Seras or any of the other Helsing members really matters, because Alucard is invincible and cannot be hurt. So her character is completely irrelevant in a show where she's kind of the main character. I mean, and that's kind of nice about the original anime is there actually was a main character. She was the main character. And in the manga and OVA, there is no main character. We get three. One of them is a boring asshole. One of them is a boring version of a boring I win button. And the other one is a boring God mod guy. So between the three of those, we have basically really shitty characters, etc. If you were to remove one of them, the other two might make more sense. Presumably Alucard, who I know he's so cool, but he's also he just ruins any value the show or series might have. Um, there's also the issue: is Sarah supposed to be Alucard's love interest? Because it really seems more like he's her daughter, or like not really his lover. Um, he seems to be more interested in Integra, and they seem to work better personality wise. Yet I think the creators stated that there's a relationship between the two of them, despite the fact that they never talk about anything. And Alucard, frankly, kind of seems like he has no ability to really talk to people. I don't know. It's just really weird. This whole show's weird. Keep in mind, it was made by a hentai artist, so he doesn't really know how to write complex characters. He just knows how to like do good artwork and give them really kind of boring, cliche personalities in such a way that's aesthetically pleasing. And I think Seras, much like the other characters in the other kind of versions of it, are very much like that. Anyways, this is Argent signing out.